welcome back everyone to Halo Reach. We're on the last mission. Gotten to the easy part of this mission, which is I really don't even have to do anything that I'm doing right now because the shortcut is to my left. But there is a sniper rifle as well as a Spartan laser hanging around here. Which I guess you're supposed to use on these turrets, but you could also put it in your back pocket and save it for later / end of the game. Because it come in really big handy at the end of the game. But carrying it around would probably be too much of a waste. So yeah. So yeah, you're gonna watch me slowly pick everybody off now with the full knowledge that, like, I can just easily just slip in behind these guys.
Come on, Six. You gotta move through that facility ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying. Except I'm not. Because like I said, I know a shortcut to get into the next building, which doesn't require me to engage anyone. Nice. Come here. Dead. Surprised he stood there and took that. Normally these guys just sort of walk away from it. And that's all the missiles I have. Any kaput. I was hoping to hold on to the Spartan laser for later. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Best sort of balance is between one power weapon and one regular everyday weapon. When you run shotgun, sniper, shotgun's your regular weapon, sniper's your power weapon, and when you run sniper / Spartan laser, not so much. So this is the shortcut that you can use to kind of get through this whole area without having to deal with anyone, more or less. About the only guy you really got to deal with, because then even though it doesn't look like it, we've got this little baggage thingy here. Dead. We just use this, run through here. Hopefully there's nobody up here on the top of the thing, and then you just slip down to the left like this, and you're in. Great. Not sure what my neighbor is doing right now. He's kind of irritating the shit out of me. And I got hit by a grenade. That should have killed you. I don't care. That should have killed. fully charged Spartan laser against an elite. I don't care if you're you know, fucking biggest, strongest elite in the world. There's no reason a Spartan laser shouldn't go right through you. Nice. Well, I wasted most of that Spartan laser. Or all of it, in fact, except for maybe one shot. Yeah, I need to switch this fucker out. I don't have any ammo. I need something to replace it. Oh, look, there's something to replace it. How about that? Fucking put it through his heart, jeez. I know I haven't mentioned it yet in this playthrough, but I sometimes wonder how the fuck people lasso these games. That's legendary, all skulls on. One of the weird things about lasso runs are because all the skulls are on, you get both this or you get the skulls that make stuff like really difficult, like turning off your HUD and hiding your what do they call that again? Shield. Oh, and your shields don't recharge until you melee. Okay, so that's a nightmare. And then on top of all that fun jazz is the fact that you know, you're on legendary mode, which means everyone's hitting like a freight truck. And then added bonus, every weapon you pick up comes in with half ammo, or less even, I think, maybe even less than that. So you're always looking for a new weapon because you're always operating with about 50%. Oh, that was not right. Okay, whatever. You're always operating with about 30 to 50% of the total ammo you would normally get from a regular drop. But the game does some weird things, and I don't know if it's in all of the lassos or just some of them. But I know in Halo 1, one of the skulls causes grunts to, upon death, drop a grenade or 2 grenades. So like you can just kind of use that to your advantage, where you've got like a group of like 1 elite and say like 4 or 5 grunts, and you just shoot the 1 grunt in its head, it dies, it drops grenades, then it blows up and kills another grunt who drops a grenade, blows up another pair of grunts or an elite, and it's just like, okay, this just makes shit easier. But I understand why they did it. They did it because, like, if you were to walk up to because again, it's part of the other lasso skulls, which is if I walk up to a grunt, which is probably going to be one of the easiest people to sneak up on in melee because they're such cowards. You know, they drop grenades, so all of a sudden you hit them with a melee attack, and immediately you're dealing with 2 grenades at your feet. You know, which can do splash damage, as you know. Yeah, the grenade launcher is about as worthwhile as I don't know, a needle through my thumb, I guess. How to play this game.
Here comes some hunters.
Barton, let's go. Alright, let's switch back over. That's nice. Dang. Whoosh. Sometimes even I surprise myself. Some of this bullshit is gross. Wolf. Oh, that's so super great. Just sneak up from behind and we're just gonna play Ring Around the Rosie here. As he snorts his way back. Come on, die already. Literally, we're like on opposite sides of you. Figure out who you want to attack. Just die. Oh, you got me. Or not. Thought he got me there. Dead. That up and down is such a killer. Because he gets you on the upswing of his shield, and then the main attack is actually the down slash. So if you get caught in that, you're instantly dead. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to be near a fucking hunter when he's fucking meleeing, but what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? Complain? Ugh, excuse me. I can do this though. You're not designed for me getting above your head. Diagonally, yes. Directly above you, no. See that upswing and downswing? That's death. And he does the left-right swing too. Isn't nearly as damaging unless he's got you pinned against the wall. Zap, zap. Hi, Mr. Elite. Good to see you. As I put whatever's in my shotgun through your brain. I was gonna say bird shot, but that's probably not what you put in a military shotgun. Gotcha. No, I'm not gonna go gotcha every time I shoot one of these guys, but sometimes it feels good. Makes me feel smart and capable. But what every man is striving for. Every man is striving to be powerful and capable and appreciated. You know? Is there a problem that only you can solve? As in, only you, the man, can solve. Boy, talk about an ego trip. Whereas women like to be, well, I don't actually know what women like, but I like to imagine they want to feel heard and loved and appreciated. But men, I know for a fact, feel they feel more from having a problem or a goal and accomplishing said goal. You know,
High ground. Head
you
up
say, hey, you know, I need you to build something. You're essentially saying, I have this issue or this thing that I would like to do, but I'm not sure how to do it. Or maybe I am sure how I want it done, but I need someone to help me with it, you know? And as a man, you respond usually pretty positively to that because it fills some of your manly needs of feeling needed, feeling capable, you know, and appreciated, you know? Where we run into problems is when you have, you know, a significant other who's never really satisfied, you know, because it then starts to feel like, you know, all that work you're putting in is not being appreciated, you know, that everything you do is just like, okay, you did that now, let's work on this. And it's like, no, you gotta tell me I'm big and strong and smart, you know, and that I'm, you know, I'm the biggest, manliest man ever, you know. Doesn't mean it has to be true. I mean, any given time, even the strongest, most manly of man is the strongest, most manly man of all time. And then as you become, even if you became that, it doesn't guarantee that you'll always be that as you age. But it's like, it's nice to hear. It's nice to be appreciated, you know. Sometimes I think, well, I know that a lot of times men's mental issues are
Keys to Noble Team.
sort of
We're running out of time here, Spartans.
run out of time here, Spartan. Part of the game.
We're close.
That men's mental issues are addressed like female mental issues are, where, you know, you want to feel heard and loved, you know, whereas, you know, like I said, men want to feel accomplished, you know. The more they accomplish in their life, the better off they seem to be. When they have no purpose, they tend to just become withering husks of themselves.
Let's move it. I'm clear.
I think we're coming up on my not the worst part of this game, but it's definitely going to be the place I'm going to die the most.
What's the situation? You rigged a mass driver up top.
Oh yeah.
You lose that, the Autumn has no covering fire. She'll never
So
make it.
we've gotten to the point where now it's just going to be me versus whatever's going to flop down here,
Copy, Noble.
and so we're going to have to deal with waves
Clear an LZ.
and waves of guys, including the ones that are already here. And the waves are going to get, I believe, increasingly more difficult. However, we're going to be primarily fighting non-elites. I don't think there are any elites in these drop ships. I think they're all brutes and jackals and grunts, obviously. I don't even think there are any hunters left in the game for me to fight. I'm talking about before we get to the epilogue. The epilogue, I'm not really going to try to do anything too much with. We're just going to play it. I'm going to die. You're not going to see the end where, you know, everything gets glassed. We're just going to kind of accept the fact that it's your final stand. You're not designed to win it. You're designed to survive as long as you can, with the alternate notion that however many Covenant members you take with you, you know, is one less that they'll have for their next battle. But ultimately, your life is sacrificed to the defense of this planet, even though there's really, after you get Cortana, and the Pillar of Autumn off planet, there's really nothing left to defend. Is the nature of a tragedy. I mean, you know, when you read Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet or whatever, and the number one thing that generally comes into mind is, well, what if? What if this? What if they did that? What if, you know, so-and-so hadn't been delayed in delivering the news to Romeo, or say, you know, Macbeth had not bothered to listen to the witches, or even if he did listen to the witches, he did not contemplate, or what's the word? Did not cogitate over their words quite as long, you know, or if Lady Macbeth had not pushed Lord Macbeth towards an ultimate goal that she ultimately went insane trying to accomplish. You know, a lot of what ifs, you know. But that's the nature of a tragedy. It's just at a certain point, whether it be in real life or in fiction, eventually stuff does catch up. You know, eventually, you know, because you haven't been. I'm just going to give you sort of a random example. Because because you're getting older and your body isn't retaining calcium like it should, and you're probably not taking the correct amount of calcium supplements, either because you're not aware that you need to, or whatever, you fall and break your hip, and your body takes a lot of energy to rebuild and heal your broken body, bones, muscles, etc. Because you're of advanced age, you can't heal quite as fast as you used to, and so your body, as it's trying to heal you, is robbing you of the nutrients that you need just to sustain yourself. So you become weak, and you know, you like I said, you get older and sort of die, and you look back at that and you go, well, why didn't he take calcium supplement? Say, well, if he had taken the calcium supplements and he hadn't broken his hip, or hadn't broken something, you know, in all likelihood he would have gone to church or whatever and gotten sick or something and died that way. I mean, it comes for all of us, you know what I'm saying? So there's not really a way to completely perfectly evade it, particularly as our bodies begin to age, and they don't heal as fast, they don't react as fast, they don't bounce back as fast. So, yeah, we're done talking about this.